Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL playoffs are upon us, and I am JTENDENCIESPOD here to tell you all about it. We're going to start off with the Browns and the Texans. Last time that these two guys matched up, Amari Cooper went for a team record of 265 yards and a 36-22 win. CJ Stroud didn't play, they had Case Keenum, but he is going to play this week, which is going to be a complete game changer for this game. Even though he's been amazing around a lot of facets of the game this year, CJ Stroud hasn't been the best against man coverage. While he has the highest QBR in the league against zone coverage, which is 74%, he ranks 27th against man, which is 39th. And that QBR decline is 35.1%, which is the largest from zone to man coverage this season. The Browns' man defense has also been the best out of any team in the league at all this year, and they run at the 10th highest rate at 47%. And unfortunate news, Denzel Ward ended up hurting his knee in practice this week, and he's a game changer when he's on the field, as you can see by these stats. It'll be up in the air to see if he plays or not this week. The Browns' rushing offense hasn't been what we have thought it would be over the last year, especially with Jerome Ford. It's been up and down for him in this offense, but if they really want to win this game, they're going to have to really balance the rush and the pass game this week. And with Joe Flacco, we've seen him do some crazy things this year that's not a crazy thing to say. And for what it's worth, I'm an Ohio State fan, so it would be really nice to see CJ Stroud get it done, but I can't say that I see it happening. I have to go with the Cleveland Browns winning this game. Next up, we have the Dolphins and the Chiefs. We've been hearing all week about how the weather is going to be terrible. The wind chill is going to be negative 30 degrees. And unfortunately, I'm hearing this noise, and Tua is not good in the cold temperatures, like at all. And I really just can't see the Dolphins winning this game, so there's really nothing I even have to say about this. Just give me the Chiefs and Arrowhead. Miami's had their back against the wall trying to get the number 1 seed this year, but ended up losing their last 2 games. But they're going against a team that got involved with Taylor Swift this year, so anything is possible. And this team has had so many self-inflicting mistakes this year, but the Chiefs are also one of the most successful playoff teams in the recent years, so we're going to see what happens, but still give me the Chiefs. Steelers versus Bills. Just before I say anything, the Bills are trying to get fans to come out there to the stadium and shovel the foot of snow they have everywhere around the stadium. And they aren't even giving tickets to the game for this, but they are paying around $20 an hour. But I'm saying this, imagine going to that stadium to start shoveling up snow and then having to watch the game at your place still. With that being said, this game is going to be won in the trenches. In these last 2 games, we've seen Najee Harris rush for over 100 yards, and I think he does that again against Buffalo. The Steelers have kind of been relying on their run game the whole year, and with temperatures being below freezing and 65-mile-per-hour winds, nothing's going to change this week. However, the Bills are on a hot streak, and TJ Watt won't even be playing, so Josh Allen's going to have some time on his hands, which is going to be huge for the Steelers and the Bills. So give me the Buffalo Bills. Next up, we have the Packers versus the Cowboys. And I think that the Cowboys have the best home field advantage in the playoffs right now, being able to play 2 games at Jerry's World, if they win this game, of course, which they've been undefeated over the last 2 years. And this week, that's going to be put to the test. Jordan Love's had a breakout season throwing for 32 touchdowns. Dak has thrown for 36. And he and the Packers are coming to Dallas, Texas to play their old coach, Mike McCarthy. And unfortunately for them, I think that the Cowboys are going to show up and dominate. Being the youngest team to make the playoff and going into a hostile environment, I get a lot of people really want this upset. But this is a 9-8 team. They have the 28th ranked defense who lets up 128 rushing yards per game. I just don't think it'll be close. You had Tony Pollard rushing for 1,000 yards this year. I think CeeDee gets his yards this game too. I mean, it's going to be a fun matchup between him and Jair. But I think this is going to be a good game between the two. But I think the Cowboys show up and dominate. Give me them boys. Rams versus Lions, Jared Goff's revenge game. This is going to be the Lions' first playoff home game in 30 years as 2 former number 1 picks face off for the second time since being traded for each other in 2021. And I think this game is just set up for the Rams to win it. The Matthew Stafford story seems great. As I've said before, if you're tuned into J Tendencies, which you should tune in on all platforms, the Rams aren't the team you want to see in the playoffs. And Stafford is basically going to be at home the way Detroit loves him. And Detroit's secondary hasn't been too good this past year. They're going to need to play the best they've played all season if they want to win this game. Going against Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp won't be much of an easier challenge for them. Give me the Rams. For the last game we're going to see in this wildcard weekend, it's the Eagles versus the Bucks. We're getting a Week 3 rematch of these teams battling. I know you remember that Monday Night Football they played where the Eagles won 25-11. But since then, these team season have kind of turned around. The Bucks have won 5 out of their last 6. I'm wishing Baker could have done that for the Panthers, but he just didn't. And the Eagles have lost 5 out of their last 6. And Hurts has struggled with the ball against blitzing teams all season, throwing 5 touchdown passes with 8 interceptions, and those 8 turnovers were the most by any quarterback when blitzed this season. And this weekend, Hurts is going to face a Tampa Bay defense that blitzed at the highest, third highest rate during the regular season. And I'm hoping that the running game can kind of get Philly in rhythm this week, but it really just depends on what this man Brian Johnson wants to do. And me honestly, I think the Bucks are just set up to win this game, so give me Tampa Bay. Appreciate y'all for tuning into this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you.